Hello, everyone. Welcome to Deconstructing the Dark Passenger podcast, the podcast about all things Dexter. I'm Jean.
I'm Victoria.
Today, Season 4, Episode 9, Hungry Man.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, Hungry Man, really?
There's a couple of references there that would tie into the Hungry Man thing. Which will...
I just thought of Hungry Man potatoes.
Hungry Man potatoes, no.
Or Hungry Man TV dinners.
There's a specific TV dinner reference, but also in general, Dexter's hungry. And he's going to have to eat 2 Thanksgiving dinners. But, Dexter's always eating, so.
Always.
Okay, so we have this very foreboding opening. Dexter's getting ready to kill something. He's getting ready to fuck this turkey up, Like, tomorrow, turkey.
Yeah, he's like looking at his knives and picking out the right one, and then all of a sudden you see the turkey and you're like, oh.
Yeah. So he's getting ready for Thanksgiving, but he's also spying on the Trinities. I guess they're the Mitchells. For some reason, I just kept thinking of them. It's the Trinities.
Well, because, you go half the season before you actually even know his name.
Yeah, true. I mean, it was a couple episodes, yeah. They got windows open, I guess, so Dexter can hear everything that's going on. Apparently, Jonah quit baseball, and
taking the heads off the trophies. How rude!
Yeah, he's busting up all the trophies, taking the heads off the trophies. Head Harry's like, "This is not your beef, man. Stay out of it." And Jonah comes running out, jumps into the Mustang. Dexter follows him. He is busting that Mustang up. I am seething on the inside.
Yeah, he busted that thing. Like, that windshield was just done.
Yeah, well, he busted up the hood and stuff too. And he tells Dexter, you should have let him die. So he's saying that Trinity abused him, which is not difficult to believe. Like, we haven't seen it yet, but I'm like, okay, yeah, I believe you. Yeah, that makes sense. But he invites him to Thanksgiving dinner. So Dexter's like, okay, well, I guess I'll have 2 dinners. So Jonah wants him their dinner to maybe stop something bad from happening.
Yeah.
Because now, he's destroyed this car, and Trinity's definitely going to want to kill somebody when he sees this car.
Yeah, and Jonah's scared, but, Dexter tells him you're not the only one with father issues.
Yeah. I mean, Dexter has father issues on a couple levels, but they're not this. I mean, they're not. Okay, so you had one father that was like a sketchy drug dealer, that turned his life around, but then was like a distant figure. But then you had the other father who turned him into a serial killer. Yeah, those are both problems. I'm not saying that's a great situation.
Yeah.
I would think I'd rather have a father like Joe Driscoll, who just leaves me alone and just supplies blood to save me once in a while. Or a Harry who's like, he's making mistakes, but he's trying.
Yeah, he did try.
As opposed to, a man that gets naked in bathtubs with dead chicks.
Yeah. Yeah. And, Rita asks Dex when he gets home if Deb's coming over for Thanksgiving, and he's like, well, she's on the fence. They get creative with that. Dexter takes a video and sends it to her, and the kids are all pouty. Please come, Aunt Deb, please.
Yeah. Because Deb's position is that Thanksgiving has not really been right since their mother died. And, this is where the TV dinner stuff comes up. So Dexter's like, come on over, Yeah. So this, okay. And we were setting this up for everybody to be not where they're supposed to be on Thanksgiving. So everybody's going to be at the station or whatever on Thanksgiving. This DNA sweep they did, it's the ACLU is working on shutting it down. So they're very confident that once the ACLU gets their claws into it, this thing is over. So I don't know where they're going to go with it, right?
Yeah.
Dexter makes up an outrageous lie about why he's got to leave on Thanksgiving.
He's got to help another county with a blood analyst thing.
Yes.
So, he's like, oh, it's just going to take a couple hours.
And Deb's not, this is where they hatch the plan to entice Deb with the sad looking kids. Please, Aunt Deb. Okay. Then Deb takes liberties here. I object to this. So she has been invited. She's family. Obviously, she comes over Thanksgiving. She decides to invite Masuka to Thanksgiving dinner.
I thought that was a really
It was a kind gesture.
It was a kind gesture, but kind of a weird one.
It was weird, and it gets weird later because we find out later that that Rita told Aster not to talk to Vince.
Yeah, it's so funny because Esther's like, "Are you the one my mom told me not to talk to?
Are you the freak that puts weird panties on dolls?" Oh my god! Because surely Dexter told her.
Yeah.
And then so she was like, "Yeah, well, he's not getting near my child, so we're just terrible double entendres about eating pies with Joey and Christine."
Oh.
And Joey doesn't want a girlfriend. I mean, it's, just Joey's, not ready to settle down, and Christine is, and she's gonna make Thanksgiving pies, and he's gonna come eat those, and yeah, it's terrible. I hate it.
Yeah, because he's like, well, maybe I can make it for dessert. She's like, you just want to eat my pie, and I'm like, gag. Ew.
Speaking of Christine, her story about the bludgeoning is on the front page of the paper, which Trinity sees first thing in the morning, bright and shiny. There it is.
Yeah.
There's my handiwork.
Picks up that paper, and there it is.
Fuck Elliot, man. I hate this guy. I just hate him. I just hate him. He's so disingenuous. Like, everything's so, calculated. Everything he does is so I remember watching this when it first aired and thinking for a long time, for a big chunk of the season, that we're all occupied with Trinity and everything. He's a big bad. I was like, there's no way we're not going to find out that Elliot has some bullshit in his closet.
Yeah.
Because it's just too, everything's just too calculated with him.
Yeah.
And we're going to find out. I have more reason to hate him in a minute. So Dexter is getting this vibe too, though. All right, so Elliot's over there for Thanksgiving because they are having Elliot and his kids over for Thanksgiving. Aster, of course, is, doing the Wednesday Adam thing. He's like, this is we're not celebrating the day that you murdered the indigenous people of this country.
Yeah.
But Dexter is definitely, his hackles are going up about Elliot. He's like, don't like this guy.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with this guy. I kind of like looking back now. I kind of like, man, this would have been an interesting lead to follow.
Yeah. It would have been, but
Yeah, well, just as Deb and Joey on Thanksgiving Day are at the office or at the station, and just as Joey is complaining about Christine's getting a little too much, in walks Christine with those fucking pies.
No, she's got a plate of food for him. He's coming over for dessert later.
Oh, that's right. He's eating the pies later.
He's got to have some pie later, and that's a private eating.
It's only enough for one. Yeah, don't need no utensils for that one, buddy. Anyway. Okay, so here we go.
This is so, like, this gets to me because, she's like, oh, Deb's telling Christine, it's so nice of you. And she's trying to talk to Christine. And
Christine seems sincere here. She says,
it, but
I'm really sorry about what happened to you.
And to Lundy.
She seems upset. And then she says, I can't imagine looking to the eyes of the person you love as he takes his last breath. And Deb's like, yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
She's like, yeah, and she tells her, I hope you never have to.
Yeah. Okay. Angel and Maria decide that they're going to go get a booty call during this next of kin notification. Oh, yeah. This is very sexy. Well, at least, here we're going to set a precedent for inappropriate times to fuck.
Yeah.
Because we're going to need that soon. It's not necessarily in this season, but we're going to need it very shortly. Okay, Dexter goes to Trinity's house. Let me break in here by saying this. I don't know if overall this is one of my favorite episodes, but this entire section of the episode where Dexter goes over to Trinity's house for Thanksgiving, absolutely one of my favorite series of scenes in the entire series. I love it. We have okay, I feel like they're going back and forth a lot. I mean, really all that's happening everywhere else is I guess we'll deal with everybody else first, and then we'll talk about, because I really want to talk about Dexter's Thanksgiving with the Trinities.
Okay, well, during like, because they go back and forth a lot. Deb shows up at the house.
Yes.
At the house, and she's planning on working, but Rita gives her the...
Well, Rita's out of ovens. She doesn't she did not plan her oven time, so she's going to... Elliot has 2 ovens.
So they're going to use his...
Okay, I want to note here, Harrison does have a baby monitor.
Yes, he does, because Rita gives it to Deb and says, listen, can you watch the kids? And here's the monitor for Harrison.
So, good thing it wasn't on when Dexter was saying Daddy kills people.
Yeah. And Vince comes over.
With his river of chocolate love.
Yes, he has made chocolate lava cakes.
Yummy.
And let me tell you, Vince can make anything sound sexual.
Well, that's Deb literally saying, you make everything sound perverted.
Yeah, because like when she invited him over for Thanksgiving dinner, she's like, you can be my wingman. He's like, I can be your thigh man. So now he's like, I brought over my chocolate river of love.
Oh my God. Oh my God. So, okay, yeah, so that's all going. Okay, so let's, I want to finish. Let's do this in chunks of sites of action, because otherwise I think it's just, they break it up. It works when you're watching it. I don't think it works to talk about. So Deb has a realization. She's going over all this stuff. She realizes, because of something Rita says about the kids, because she says about like, how can you take care of all these kids?
Yeah, and Rita's explaining how like spring break's okay and Thanksgiving's okay and Christmas is rough, but like summer's the worst because for 3 months you have to entertain them. And
that tickles something in Deb. She realizes that Trinity kills on the school calendar. So he's involved in the school system.
Yes.
Probably. It's a good call.
Good thought.
I do appreciate that Deb is actually watching her language around the kids. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
She's like, fudge.
Yeah.
It reminds me of A Christmas Story. It's like, oh, fudge. Okay, so Elliot and Rita, they're burning the marshmallow sweet potato casserole thing. The grossest thing. How did this sweet potato topped with marshmallow thing, how did that ever become a Thanksgiving tradition? It is the most rancid. Okay, we had talked on our other podcast recently. We had talked about the movie The Menu. And, anybody who's seen The Menu, I'm spoiling the end. Anybody who's seen The Menu knows at the very end, he's talking about the s'mores.
Yes.
Making s'mores. And he talks about it's this disgusting marshmallow and this shitty fake chocolate. And it's the absolute worst of us. I feel like that about the fucking sweet potato casseroles for Thanksgiving. It is the absolute worst of everything wrong with modern society in a fucking dish.
Yeah, see, I don't know how people make it. I've seen, I guess they puree the sweet potatoes and put them in there with the marshmallow on top. My mother took the sweet potatoes and she had a special recipe with the syrup and stuff like that she put over it and cooked it. There was no marshmallows involved with mine.
Think about what you're saying there, though. This is my objection to. I love sweet potatoes. Put some butter on them. Put like a little touch of vinegar on them. Something. I love sweet potatoes by themselves. But think about what you're saying in there, because I know that sounds like a pretty standard recipe. I mean, aside from the marshmallows, the marshmallows are insane. Who thought of that? Who thought of that? The marshmallows are insane. But think about, these are sweet potatoes. Why are they called sweet potatoes? Because they're very starchy with the sugar, and they're sweet. People are pouring syrup into them and sugar, and they're putting more sugar on top of them. What the fuck are these? Who did this? How did this earn its place? Look.
I don't know. I mean, I used to call them yams, too.
Well, yams and sweet potatoes are two different things.
Oh, well, maybe it's yams that she does like that. I don't know.
The green bean casserole thing I think is kind of weird. It just feels like something from the 70s. But I'm like, it's okay because green beans are delicious.
Yeah.
But like this sweet potato casserole thing, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
I've always
this
wondered.
This thing is nonsense.
Yeah, I've always wondered why people put the marshmallows on top. I don't get it. I don't get the marshmallow thing.
What? And it doesn't belong. You have these beautiful cranberry relishes and this. I am not a big turkey person, but like even I can appreciate a well-cooked turkey, you know.
Yeah.
And stuffing, all this beautiful. If you know how to make mashed potatoes and like delicious pies and all that good stuff to celebrate our art of the terrible deal that we made with the indigenous peoples of the Americas. But the sweet potato shit, it's nonsense.
Yeah.
I hate it. Anyway, I just could not. As soon as she opened that, I'm like, this fucking thing. This fucking thing. Yeah, I thought you were better than that, Rita. Apparently not. They burned oh no, we can't have this terrible piece of shit casserole now because they burnt the marshmallows. So Elliot gets in there. I like taking care of you, and gets a kiss in.
Yeah, because she burns her hand.
She burns her hand and he puts some peas on it. And he's like, I like taking care of you. Slips in with a kiss. Again, I remember watching this the first time and being enraged.
Oh, so enraged.
Because she did not pull away from that kiss nearly fast enough.
Yeah.
I was like, Rita, girl, what are you doing? Kick him in the nuts. What is happening? You've been torturing Dexter all season, not letting the man sleep.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why he can't concentrate. Because, I know. Anyway, so Elliot now, yes, I remember, like, this was the scene where I'm like, we got to kill Elliot by the end of the season.
This is how she decides who dies during Dexter.
I do talk about this Angel and Maria thing because they are okay. After they do this notification, they have Ices and Cuervo, and he proposes to her, and it's fine. But I want to talk about the notification though. So they have just solved a case due to these DNA sweeps. They have just caught the man who committed a murder about 10 years before, I think. Yeah. 10 or 15 years before. And so they're like, oh, it was a woman.
And he promised her husband, I will find who killed your wife.
Right. So they're going to go tell the husband.
Yes.
Husband got hit by a bus. He's basically a vegetable now.
Yeah, he got hit by a bus and has just been in a vegetative state in a nursing home ever since.
Yes. And so, they go there and Maria's like, tell him. And he's like, he can't fucking hear me. And Maria's like, no, you have to do it. Which is like, we know enough to know that, like, a lot of people in that state, they can still hear things, So they do. It's a nice scene. This is what makes Angel realize that, you could get hit by a bus, and I don't want to waste my time doing things that don't make me happy, and I want to be with Maria and all that stuff. But the scene itself, I really liked.
Yes.
It was a good scene. And then they just go drinking shitty Cuervo and shitty Ices, and that's how they get proposed. Okay, so here we go. I want to talk about Trinity. Dexter at the Trinities. Thanksgiving with the Trinity.
Yeah, he shows up and nobody expected him. Jonah hadn't said anything.
Jonah wasn't even there yet.
Yeah. So he comes to the door and they're like, Dexter, what are you doing here?
No, Kyle, what are you doing here?
Yeah, Kyle, what are you doing here?
But he's got desserts.
Yeah, he
bought
does.
At the grocery store. And I mean, it's okay. Remember in The Happening where they find the old lady and she's like, I guess I gotta feed you dinner now? That's exactly the answer. Like, well, I guess we gotta fucking give you Thanksgiving dinner. And he's like, oh, full hearts, full bellies, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
So Trinity, who will surprise nobody who has seen he's a very methodical man. He's a man of he's got a process. He says this at one point in a later episode. He's got a process for everything, even Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Because there's like, well, it's getting because Dexter wants to go home, but he's like, well, it's getting late. Let's eat. And Trinity's like, no.
We don't eat until after the football game, Kyle.
Yeah. We gotta watch the football game first. And Sally kind of says, kind of low, but loud enough for Dexter to hear. She's like, do you think, can Rebecca come out of her room now? And Dexter's like, oh, that sounds strange. Huh? What do you mean, can she come out of her room?
And Arthur's like, I guess, and he goes to get her, and Dex is like, was she grounded?
Sally's like, oh no. I'm like,
then what?
Why is she locked in her room? What is going on?
Yeah. Why is she in her room?
Why does she need permission to come out of her room if she's not grounded? This doesn't. So they watch They also have to have not just watch the game before dinner, but he's like, let's do a pre-football game toss, and so they go out in the garage trying to locate the football. And Dexter finds a baseball. He's like, hey, why don't we toss the baseball around? Trinity's like, no, we toss the baseball in the spring. On Thanksgiving, we throw the football.
Yeah.
So I think this is interesting because Rita has been talking about traditions, about starting traditions for the kids. And to Rita, a tradition is it's a good memory. It's a safe place for the kids to go.
Yes.
For Trinity, who is also emphasizing traditions, it's so that people will know what is expected of them.
Yes.
So I do like the contrast showing that you could have to weaponize this thing, which is what he does with everything. That's in Trinity's entire character, is taking all the trappings of normalcy and warmth and love and taking it and weaponizing it against everybody.
Yes.
And so they continue to look for this football. Dexter finds Trinity's coffin.
Yeah, he uncovers it, and Arthur's like, no. And he uncovers it. He's like, well, that was when I was thinking about it.
Dexter's like,
I don't need that anymore. I'll probably give it away to
charity.
Like, I didn't know you gave coffins away to charity.
Well, yeah, because like a lot of times, like people will die, like they'll do like a pauper's grave or stuff. People that just don't have family and didn't have money or something. And this is, you can give this to, or give it to a family who's had somebody who's passed that they can't really afford because coffins are not cheap,
Yeah.
I do love this line. Dexter's like, yeah, you don't need it. You're going to be buried at sea.
Yeah. Yeah.
And again, I mean, Harry's like, Dexter's like, what kind of father keeps a coffin in his garage? And Harry's like, what kind of father keeps blood slides in his shed? What kind of, I mean, Dexter, really, like, glass houses?
Yeah. About this time they find the football, which Arthur gets really mad about it because it's not fully, it's not fully there. And he's like, Jonas, what good is it to give them stuff when they don't
give him the finer things when you can't take care of it.
Yes.
As Jonah rolls up with his destroyed
Mustang.
and he's got some bullshit story.
Yeah, he's like, I stayed the night with so-and-so.
Yeah.
And he's like, and I came out in the morning and these kids were just going ballistic on it. And I'm like,
why would anybody?
Why?
Yeah. None of it made sense.
But Arthur bought it.
I don't think Arthur bought
mad.
it. Arthur didn't buy it. And you could tell on his face that
I just saw the anger in him when he saw
I
that
saw
car.
that, I can't kill my child right now.
Yeah, Kyle's here.
I can't.
Witness.
So but he does go into the garage and pull out a crowbar. You're like, okay, this is going to be terrible.
Yeah, when he starts walking back with the crowbar, I'm like, oh, he can't hit him in front of Kyle. No, wait a minute.
No, he pulls out the front quarter panel. I was like, he's like, well, now it's drivable. I was like, it was drivable. He was fine. He was just driving it.
I thought about that too, because I'm like, but he drove up in it. It was drivable before you did that.
I mean, yeah, you don't want your quarter panel rubbing on your tire, but you're taken to the shop anyway. I mean, so Dexter, they're watching the game, and Dexter's like, yeah, I don't understand what's happening, so I'm going to go somewhere where I can be. So maybe I'll help in the kitchen or something. He slips outside where, he slips back into the deeper part of the house. He sees Rebecca's room, which looks like a little girl's room. It doesn't look like a teenager's room.
Yeah, he's like, what kind of room is this? It doesn't look like it's a teenage girl's room.
And there's locks on the windows.
Yes.
And he's like, okay. And then he turns around. There's a lock on the door.
On the outside of the door.
They're literally locking her in. I'm just like, you still break the fucking windows. But apparently we find out later she has definitely tried to run away.
Yep.
Okay. He finds Rebecca. She is outside picking roses for the centerpiece. And she claims that the locks are there for protection. She did run away once, and imagine it did not end well for her.
Yeah. But during that time...
Did not end well for her. And Dexter's like, I want to help you or whatever, which she takes. Dexter's just like the big help, like the way he's kind of helping Jonah, just kind of being there. And she takes that as like, I'll do, like, sir. And she's smooching up to him, like...
Yeah, she's like, if you're good to me, I'll be good to you.
And Sally kind of walks out in the middle of this. And Dexter's like, I was not fucking touching her. And Sally's like, I don't give a shit. I don't care.
You can do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want, but do not tell Arthur.
Yes.
And then we do. While this is all going on outside, inside, Kyle and Arthur are watching the game. It seems like everything's okay because, like, the team, they get a touchdown and they give each other a high five. But Arthur does not let Kyle's hand go. And he squeezes and he just breaks two of his his little finger and the next finger.
Yeah. It's
pretty brutal because...
You hear the crack.
You hear the crack, but I like everything leading up to it because, like, they have this moment. In this moment, Kyle has forgotten, or not Kyle, but Jonah has kind of forgotten his troubles.
Yeah.
And so he has, like, this moment of just enjoying the game and just enjoying Thanksgiving. And when Arthur starts, like, not letting go of his hand, it registers on his face.
It does.
Just like it's all this fear, and you do wonder. Dexter wonders, like, what's he been doing to these people, and like that's what he's like, what has he been doing to them? Rita is putting up with like late nights and lies and things like that, but he's not actively terrorizing his family, Yeah. And this will be a distinction that he kind of holds on to as the season progresses over the next couple episodes. Like, this dude's an actual monster. Literally one of my favorite scenes. They are finally sitting down to dinner. They have this a lot of families do this. We do this. You go around and say what you're thankful for. Everybody's thankful for the house. Jonah says he's thankful because Arthur's like, okay, and what else? And Jonah's like, well, I'm thankful for God. And, they're just like, I'm thankful for mommy. And, like,
Yeah, they were all thankful for the house, though.
They were all thankful for the house. But Rebecca is eyeballing Dexter the whole time.
Yeah.
But Arthur's like, yeah, I'm thankful for my car.
Yeah.
And Dexter says he is thankful for yams. I was like, those are sweet potatoes, not yams. Nobody's thankful for Arthur, which he notices.
He's like, nobody's thankful for me.
Nobody's thankful for me. And, Sally is trying to redirect, and he just looks at her. Shut up, cunt. It is the most amazing delivery. I felt that in my bones.
Yes.
When he said that. He loves this word, but he uses it very effectively.
Yes, he does.
He actually, this is like, this moment that all serial killers have where everything kind of starts, mentally, everything kind of starts to fall apart. However organized, and he's an incredibly organized serial killer. Some are never very organized, but he's a really organized one, and he's kind of starting to fracture, and we kind of see it here. He's like, shut up, cunt, and he starts calling Rebecca. He calls her Vera.
He's like, go to your room, Vera.
Yes.
And Jonah's like, she's not Vera.
Oh my God, yes. And Jonah calls him a killer, but he means it like in the more metaphorical sense of like, you're sucking the life out of all of us. But then Jonah picks up Vera's urn, and he's like, fuck Vera, and he throws that fucking thing across the room. I was like, well, she was almost empty anyway, but still.
Yeah. And he pushes Rebecca down, Arthur pushes Rebecca, and she falls.
And he goes, so Arthur jumps on Jonah, of course, as soon as he throws Vera. Arthur's going to fucking kill Jonah.
Yeah, he is choking Jonah.
He's choking him. Dexter, I remember, again, it just took my breath away. The way Dexter snatched this man up.
Yeah, he takes off his belt.
He takes off his belt, wraps around Trinity's neck. It's like a fucking cheetah jumping on a gazelle.
Yeah.
And he drags him into the kitchen. And he pulls out a knife. Mm-hmm. I should have killed you when I had the chance.
Yep.
And I mean, I think if the family hadn't come in there, like, then when they did, he might have just fucking cut that jugular.
Yeah, I mean, it's very powerful, and you can see authors very shocked by it.
Yes.
You know, and Dex is just very, like, ramped up.
I mean, it's, I think in every season, there's always, like, a moment, because Dexter's always so composed, and he's always so, like, even when he's nervous about things, he's kind of like, take a deep breath, okay, you know, but every season he's got, like, a moment where you kind of, the mask drops.
Yeah.
That was this moment.
Yeah.
Now, I think it's interesting because in the other moments, the other seasons where that mask has dropped, it's been very scary.
Yes, it has.
Like as an innocent person, it's been very like, this is like book Dex. I don't want to see this person. Like, it's hard to watch him after that for a minute. It is. This is, it's the same mask dropping, but the mask drops and shows us a completely different person.
Yes, it does. I agree with that. And before they sat down for dinner, Rita had called him to tell him that Cody got hurt. He fell through. He fell through the roof. The waffle ball went on the roof of the shed.
Wiffle ball.
Wiffle ball.
Wiffle ball.
A wiffle ball.
A wiffle ball. Anyway,
it went on the shed, and Cody climbed up to get it, and he fell through.
Yeah.
And so she said that Elliot thought about pushing in the air conditioner. He's like, no. And he's like, no. He took off the door. And I'm just like,
the air conditioner.
I'm just like, there's blood slides in that air conditioner. There is some really sharp knives in that trunk in there.
Yeah. But when the mask drops this time, this is not a person that I'm afraid of, which I am at other times when his mask drops. I'm not afraid of this person because I'm not. Usually when the mask drops, it's something more ruthless and it's something colder and less human. But this time, when that mask drops, it's a person. It's a person there. It's a righteously angry person.
Yes.
And you can sympathize with that.
Yeah.
And you know he's not coming after somebody like you.
Yeah.
So it's not, it's powerful and it works, but it's like, I don't feel like that, like my skin crawling thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm probably, because Arthur is just making everybody's skin crawl enough for everybody.
Yeah. But I mean, so after that happened, Dex leaves.
Dexter leaves, because, he's trying to get out anyway because of this call from Rita.
Yeah. And so he gets home and Rita runs up to him, Dex, we missed you. And, he checks on Cody.
Yeah.
He makes sure Cody's all right. And he goes out to the shed to check on it.
Yeah.
And, the door's off and he sees the blood slides are there and stuff. And during that time, Deb and Cody are setting the table. And Cody asks her, can I see your scar? Mm-hmm. And she's like, sure. And she lifts up her shirt to show him. And so he asks her, did you watch that guy die? And you can see how her body kind of tenses up. She tells him, she did.
She said, I saw him take his last breath.
Yes. And about that time, it hits her.
Yeah.
That Christine had said that to her earlier.
How did she know?
How did she know? She hadn't said anything to anybody else.
Right.
So she calls Joey. And she's like, what did you tell Christine? Did you tell her what I told you about Lundy? And he tells her, like, I didn't tell her anything. I've learned my lesson. And so she's kind of dumbfounded. She's thinking about it. So now we know that light bulb has gone off in Deb's head.
Yeah, there's a light bulb in her head.
Yeah. And about that time, Dexter comes back in.
I got to go back. Because if I don't go back now, I'm going to forget it. So on the way home from Trinity's house, Dexter obviously is having a conversation with Harry. Dexter's grappling with the fact that he's using... Trinity is using his family. I think he says human shields, basically. Like they're not. He doesn't see them as people. They are just the props that he puts in front so that everybody is fooled. Just kind of like Dexter was talking earlier in the season about the props of a family man with the pictures and everything.
Yes.
But these are actual human props that Trinity has. And Harry's like, I need us to put a pin in this conversation because it will come back to me over and over and over again. Not just this season, but later, because Harry says, well, you started dating Rita for cover, but she's more than that now, and the kids are more than that now.
Yes.
Okay, let's remember this.
Yes. Because
for all his hoopla about I don't feel things and I don't care and blah, 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 this line here, They are more than that now.
Yeah. So after Deb calls Joey, and Joey's like, I didn't tell her anything, we see Joey's with Christine.
Yeah.
And...
Well, they have... Yes, so if we see that he's with Christine, but they also have Rita wants to do a round robin of gratitude just like Trinity did.
Yeah.
And Dexter's like, no. But then Cody's like, well, I'm thankful for Dexter. See, Arthur?
That's how it's done.
That's how it's done. But go ahead.
But then you see Joey, and he's leaving Christine's.
He's like, I'm too tired. I'm like full of turkey and shit.
Yeah. And she's like, well, if you change your mind, I'll be here. And they kiss, and he leaves. And they've got the shot of her walking back into her bedroom. She gets to the bedroom door, and all of a sudden there's another knock on her door. And she's like, oh, ooh, Joey. And she goes and she opens the door, and Arthur's standing at the door, and she's like, hi, Dad. I can tell you the first time that we were watching this, and she said, hi, Dad.
I almost died.
I was like what the fuck just happened?
That realization, because I know you saw him standing there, you're like, oh, he's been reading her stories. He's going to kill her.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, she says, hi, Dad. That realization is up there with the scene from season 1 where they show the slow pan around Brian's apartment to show us that he's the ice truck killer. Yeah. This is up there with that moment.
Yeah. And I mean, the minute she says, hi, Dad, I'm just like, you bitch. Like,
holy shit. I know. I was like,
but I have to tell you, like, of all the scenes this season with her in them, this is probably one of her best scenes. There are two, but this is one of the best.
This is one of them, and then there's one coming up. So
yeah. But this is like one of the best scenes, because she's just like, hi, Dad. And then it's just, the episode's over. And I'm like, I'm telling you, every time I watch this episode, I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, it's just something you don't expect. I mean, this was a great, like, haha, you missed this.
But they set us up for it.
Yeah, they did. They really did.
And we'll come back to this, I think, over and over for the next few episodes, and at the end of the season, is they set us up for this, but they didn't just do it. Dexter, especially in the later seasons, and I think in season 2 or 3 to the extent that it was applicable, but definitely in the later seasons, has a tendency to, they want to make a big reveal, and they have a tendency to drop all the hints in, like, either that same episode or the episode before.
Yeah.
Like, there's no lead time, there's no working up to it. They worked up to this reveal. It was masterful.
It was masterful.
I mean, like, we get the DNA sweeps going in. We get the from early on. We get the DNA from the ashes and all this. Like, they're laying all the groundwork there, and they still somehow they managed to the first time shock me. Yeah,
I mean, everything they did for the different stuff for this season is just. The little things that they did, and then the big reveals that they did throughout the season were amazing. They did a great job with that.
It bugs me. I mean, like I said, we'll get into it in more detail as a couple more things come out, because we still got a couple episodes here.
Yes, we do.
I do want to talk about in the big picture at the end. But what happened? I don't understand how the people that made the first season and made this season, they also made the second season. And as much as I like the third season, it's not as good as this season or the first season.
No.
How did the same people make the first and fourth seasons and make seasons 2 and 3? Or don't even get me started on the later seasons. Like, how did this happen?
Yeah.
What were they just like, look, I'm working. They did season 1. It was great. And they're like, look, I'm working on a fucking banger ass season. It's going to take me a couple years though. So we're just going to have to do some bullshit in between. You know?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, because I'm telling you, this season blew me away. It blew me away when it came out. It blows me away every time I rewatch it. There's just so much in this season, and everything they go through is so on point, and it's just they know when to drop it, and it's just done great.
It's the story. Yeah, the storytelling in general is really good, because they're not just going back. Everything makes sense. Nothing feels like it was put in there just to make the reveal. They're going back to stuff that happened in previous seasons. I mean, like, just to lay all the groundwork. It's so well done.
It is very well done.
And this Christine reveal just kind of hammers that, because all the clues were there.
Yeah.
Everything was there. It's not like it was like, oh, they just dropped out of nowhere. No, they were setting it up the whole season.
And with the last couple of episodes for this season, you kind of see where the setups were.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you didn't catch them because why would you?
Right. Exactly. Well, that's how you're supposed to do it. That is good storytelling. Where it's
you
like,
look back and you're like, oh,
there. It was right there.
You know.
It wasn't impossible. It was just, but the rest of the story, the characters and the meat of the story was so compelling that you just accepted all this other stuff as part of it because it fit in so seamlessly. And then you get to the end, you're like, oh,
fuck.
They were telling us the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a thing of beauty. And like when they do it in this season and season 1, it's like just, I know it can't be easy to have to do that every single year, but man, it's so beautiful when they do it.
It is. I mean, I love the way things rolled for this season.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, it's almost like season 1. It was just flawless. It just went straight through. There weren't a lot of things that you can pick out that you're like, oh, they didn't need that. Like, of course, we don't need all the Angel Maria stuff, but in the end, without that, it wouldn't have been the same story.
I'll say this. I don't like the Angel Maria stuff, but it doesn't hurt the story.
No.
It's just more of like, I could have done without it, but it doesn't hurt the story. It doesn't take anything away from everything else. And I think maybe in the end, it gives it like a little, it gives us something that we needed.
Yeah.
But I think even as much as I love the first season, and I think overall the first season is my favorite, I can think of one moment, one particular sequence of scenes near the end of the first season, like I think it's the second to the last episode or the last episode, where I was like, they just threw this in here because they had a couple loose ends that they had forgotten to tie up, that they have to tie up to get to the next thing.
Yeah.
And they did it in a really dumb way.
Yeah.
And it was not good. But I was like, I get through this season. I'm like, man, everything was, it was beautiful.
Yeah, after I watched this season, I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
And I mean, because, we've got 3 more episodes for this season, and these last 3 episodes are packed. Like, there's a lot of explanation. There's a lot of things happening. You see a lot of things that you didn't see throughout the beginning of this season.
It's packed. These last 3 episodes are packed, but they're not chaotic.
No, they're not chaotic at all.
Which season one a little bit, but not so much. But season 2 or 3, and actually probably almost every other season of Dexter, it is the last couple episodes are always just chaos. And,
yes, they are.
And sometimes it's fine. It's like I can deal with it, but like especially seasons like season 3, I complained about the last episode because I was like, none of this makes sense time wise.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, season 3 felt very chaotic.
Yeah.
I like season 8, but season 8 has some chaotic moments too.
Season 8. Okay. Let's
that's
worry
way
about
ahead.
season 8 when we get
But yeah, I know what you're saying with the chaos. It doesn't feel like the last 3 episodes here are chaos.
No.
It's so seamless. Like
this season is so beautifully paced.
Yeah, and you have to wonder, like, how much did they cut to keep their times in line and everything? But whatever they did, they did it great.
And that's another thing, because I think, like, I have complained before, I think, especially last season, as much as I like season 3, I definitely complained a lot about the editing in season 3. I'm like, this editing was the editor on vacation and, like, they let an intern do the editing? This is wild.
Yeah, because you saw a lot of that in season 3 that you're not seeing here.
No, I have not, and I see this stuff. I have not, there probably is something that I've missed, but I have not seen any major editing.
No.
There's always mistakes because nobody's perfect, but not to the point where, like, a layperson like me will notice it and be distracted by it, like there was in season 3.
Yeah, because in season 3, it's like one shot. It's like bright as day. It's in the middle of the day outside and it's bright and sunny. And the next scene, you're in the dark and you're like, wait a minute.
And then the next scene, they're back in the day. It's like, when does all this happen?
Yeah, is all this the same day? Well, what happened? Did the sun find a really dark cloud for a second or what?
Yeah. I mean, especially, like I said, like, I love a lot of things about season 3, but it was very chaotic. It was very sloppy. That did not happen here.
No, it did not.
We still got 3 more episodes. So.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not going to get too far ahead of myself, but yeah, but it's just we're here. We're at the end of season or the end of episode 9, and like I don't have any real complaints.
I know, it's so surprising.
I really don't. And I mean, I think even knowing what I know about the way the rest of the season goes, I'm like, sometimes things don't go the way you wanted it to, but you got to appreciate the artistry behind it. And so that's what we're going to go into in these last 3 episodes, I think.
Definitely. But the last 3 episodes are really good. They get you to where you need to be for that last episode. So
and they get you where you need to be. They don't feel like they're manipulating you into it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not a hush, not a hush hush, but it's not like I'm pushing you to get to the end because we need to get there quickly.
Right.
Everything is just flows.
Yeah, I mean I think that's the thing. Yeah, oftentimes for most seasons of Dexter, you always feel like they're like. I swear to God, I always have this picture in my head as the writers are going along, and then somebody comes in like, guys, we have 2 more episodes, and they're like, oh shit, we gotta wrap this up.
Yeah,
they didn't do that here. This felt like it ended because this is where the story of the season was supposed to end, not because they were out of episodes.
Yeah, and this season in particular, I think they wrote out the whole season. They're like, look, there will be no rewrites. You can put your own stuff in where you need to if it goes. But this is all 12 seasons perfect, or all 12 episodes for this season perfect. So let's not fuck it up.
Yeah. Everybody stop trying to get your shit in.
Exactly. Like, this is how it's going to go. Like it, don't like it, I don't care.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, this is one of my favorite episodes.
One of my favorite episodes. Like I said, the Thanksgiving scene. I mean, it's everything about the Thanksgiving, the family dinner, like the way you see the interaction with the family, the way Dexter just grabs him and just hauls him into the fucking kitchen.
It's just amazing.
The whole thing is great.
Yeah. I mean, you see something in Dexter break that you almost never see. Not even when he is taking people out with his M99 and he's killing them, you don't see that reaction. Like this reaction of him taking off his belt and pulling Arthur out off of Jonah and into the kitchen, that is something you almost never see. I can't think of another time you've seen that.
And you see it this season, and you see in other seasons where he actually rushes through kills, and you're like, are you even getting anything out of this? But I think so. Most of his kills are just, I have a need to kill people. I have to do it for the correct reason by the code. You know, I think he has a legitimate disgust at these people.
Yeah.
But this thing with Arthur on Thanksgiving, when he pulls him in, like, I should have killed you when I had, this is visceral. He means it. It's not like I need to kill somebody and you're the next guy on the list. It's like, I want to kill you because you. If I had just killed 20 people, I'd still want to kill you.
Yeah. And I mean, you see him have the moments like this. You don't seem to find another one that matches up as evenly, but I can think of 2 other kills that he kind of took his time and you could see it in his head. Lila, for one, he enjoyed that.
Well, yeah, and when he killed the man that killed his mother.
Yes. So those are like ones where you can kind of see that anger, but you see the anger, but you don't see the dark passenger, I guess is how you would put it, because when he does his kills, you know who's doing it.
Yeah.
You know, but I think those are all him, and even maybe Miguel.
Yes, I think Miguel, I always go back and forth about Miguel because I think there was a lot going on when he killed Miguel. I think I think realizing the extent to which Miguel had played him, that really fed into his, like, and I think he actually got some joy when he got to say, I killed my brother, I killed yours too.
Yeah, I mean, that line always sticks with me.
Yeah.
That, and they said the stain would come out,
well,
but I mean, I will hold to the fact that, like, when he pulls him with using his belt, the look on his face, I don't think you ever see that exact look of just, you motherfucker, like, how did I let you live in him ever again?
I think this is one of those ones where it's like, if you removed from Dexter's psyche all the damage Harry did, if you removed all the damage watching his mother be murdered did, I come back to nobody would have died except for Arthur Mitchell.
Yeah.
He would have still been like, you motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's just...
Yeah, this is a core Dexter. I think to me, this season is a core Dexter season. And you want to understand Dexter Morgan, not the book Dexter Morgan, the television show Dexter Morgan, and Michael C. Hall's work on this character. Season 4 is absolutely, I would say if I had to tell you, this is, if you really want to understand what they did with this character and how they evolved with this character, what they're doing, they're taking a serial killer and making him into a real person.
Yes.
This is the season to watch. And I love the first season, and I think the first season is perfect in its own different way. But I think this season really gets us to that you really see all the work that Michael C. Hall did on this character in this season.
You do. I mean, this season overall is great, and this episode though, it stands out for a lot of reasons. Deb having like different light bulbs go off about different things a couple of times, and Dexter figuring out that Arthur is beating his kids and his wife is scared to death. You can see it in her eyes when she talks to him, and just seeing all that and seeing like, wow, like somebody else is liking Rita, and Rita doesn't even see it because she's so involved in her own life until it happens. And then you're like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
And you see Vince have a very human moment.
Yeah, I think it's interesting as much of as a show Vince puts on of being this horn dog or what all that. He still, and he does have this attitude of like, nothing's a big deal, and like, but when he sees Rita kissing Elliot, he struggles with it. He hurts for Dexter.
He does. And we see that struggle the next episode, and you see growth in all of them.
Yeah. Yes. Everybody. You see it in everybody. Yeah.
And you're starting to learn.
Except for Joey.
You're going to start, and you're going to learn, like, you might never like Joey. He's going to have his good moments and his bad moments.
Sure will.
But you're going to see something by the end of the season in Joey, and you'll be like, whoa.
Yeah. He's not
great.
Stokes. He's not Dokes.
No, he's not.
No.
He's not. And he's never going to be my favorite character.
I mean, I think in that sense, he's probably a realistic character then. Because Dexter's not realistic because, like, how often are you going to be like, oh, I find this serial killer charming, But like, this person I know is a serial killer. I mean, obviously that's not going to happen in real life. But Michael C. Hall makes it believable. But Quinn feels like a real person. He does. People like Quinn.
Yeah, he does. He does. I mean, and he's one of those characters you almost love to hate.
Yeah.
And you hate to love.
Yeah.
But he does it so frequently. It's like 1 minute you like him, the next minute you're like, oh, why did you just ruin that? I had 2 minutes of liking you, and now the rest of the other 58 minutes of the show, I just dislike you completely. Like, he does it well, though.
Yes, he does.
I mean, the way the switch flips with stuff he says and does, I'm just like, it's so effortless for him. Like, you have to wonder.
You do. Everybody's got a little that Dexter charm in them.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else?
No. I think this episode was just really a lot. It was very noticeable. A lot of things popped up like where they should have. So.
Yeah, for sure. It was a packed episode. It was a great episode.
Yes.
But I mean, we got 3 more episodes, and they're not a dud in the bunch. So
no, there's not.
Looking forward to talking about those. Next week we'll be talking about episode 10, which is it's definitely going to be an interesting one.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, like I said, there's not going to be a weak episode from here on out for this season.
I don't think there was a weak episode at all this season, to tell you the truth.
I don't think so either. I think this. I think season 1 did not have any weak episodes. I think it has a couple of weak moments, and its weak moments were weaker than the weak moments in this season. Like I said, I think maybe at some point I'll compare and contrast why I still think season 1, these 2 seasons vie for the best season, but for different reasons.
Yes.
But I gotta say, I think there's not a weak episode in this season.
No, there's not.
There's truly not. Great so far. We got 3 more. Happy to talk about, well, looking forward to talking about. Can't say I'm happy. Looking forward to talking about them. And next week we'll talk about episode 10.
Yes.
In the meantime, check out our other podcasts. We have The Final Assessment, which is our podcast about the show Evil. And then we also have Outside Food and Drink, which is our movie podcast. For May, we're talking about, or for May, April, we did some fun movies like April Fools and Ready or Not. In the Menu. May, we're doing Jello. June, we're doing the Getaway Vacations from Hell.
Yes.
So, we've done a lot of stuff. We got a lot of stuff in the back catalog on the website that you can check out. So you come do that. Until next week, when we're talking about Season 4, Episode 10.
Later.
Later.